Chiron in Aquarius is the wound of belonging. So the trauma comes from being humiliated and made fun of for being different. And depending on what house it's in, it'll manifest. If it's in the first house, Chiron in Aquarius in the first house, you probably look different. There's something, maybe you were really short, or really tall, or whatever. People made fun of your differences. Second house, maybe you were really poor. Maybe you come from a very blended family, a family structure that looks very different from you. You were made fun of it, etc., etc. Yeah, it's really annoying because it makes you not want to open up and like to people and be yourself and show them who you truly are, because you feel like, oh, well, you're just gonna make fun of me for being different, and you feel different, you feel disconnected, in a sense. You feel like, okay, so I don't fit in. People are ass. Ugh. All right, so it's very similar to the wound, Chiron in the 11th house, because you just feel alienated. You could try to fit in real bad, or you can just find it so hard to make friends that you just give up and you're like, I'm just going to be a loner. And that's your wound, because you feel you're lonely. Or you can lose yourself in groups where you dim your own light and you just try to like fit in, but then you're not being your true self. And then friends could just come and go. And then you can also just have a really hard time networking and connecting with people in general. You come off just very distant and cold, but that's because of your fear of being vulnerable and open and being yourself with people, because you're scared that they're going to judge you because you're different, but you are different. People with Chiron in Aquarius, Chiron in the 11th house, are very different, and you're here to feel comfortable in your uniqueness so that you can help others who are different too. And it's a gift, and it's beautiful. And don't be ashamed to be different, because that's what you were born to stand out. And that's dope. Now, Chiron in Pisces is, it's sad. It's the wound of faith. So Chiron in Pisces people have an idea. They idolize. They have this idea of this dream world, of their perfect life. And then life hits them with a reality check. And then they lose all hope. And they're like, well, what is the point? They feel like they lose all hope and faith. This could mean your dreams being shattered. People shooting down your dreams. People shooting down the idea, like you romanticize your life, and then life happens. So it's like how you want things to be versus how they truly are, and it's a reality check. And usually, depending, it could play out differently. It could play out with your family, having an idea of what you want your family, and then seeing what your family truly is, and you're like. So a lot of people have these trauma bonds with people, where it's like, well, even though you were abusive to me, I'm gonna still love you because you're my mom. Or losing in their relationships. It could be I want this perfect marriage because, 7th house. If it's Pisces, Chiron and Pisces in the 7th house. I want a perfect marriage because I grew up and my parents were divorced, and I really longed for that connection. Or they might run away from it and be like, I don't want any parts. I don't want to connect with anyone. It could play out either way. But you lose hope, or you have this like idea, sometimes an illusion. And then when Chiron is in the 12th house, that's the hardest, I think, because it's just 100% past life trauma. And sometimes it's multiple traumas. This can cause people to have a lot of mental health issues. A lot of people with Chiron in the 12th house have really bad nightmares. You could have been scared of ghosts because you always saw that. And you could be scared to tap into your spirituality because of that. And just hide yourself. Even if you're a social person, you can hide who you truly are. just fear of being vulnerable around people. Chiron in the 12th house has a lot of people that are hidden enemies that just want to hurt them. So that sucks. Yeah, there's like a subconscious, the biggest thing with Chiron in the 12th house is this: you carry this loneliness. And sometimes you could get comfortable in it, and sometimes it could bother you to the point where you want to numb yourself because you can't really identify where it comes from. But it's just you just want to connect. You want to connect with the world. And sometimes it's hard to, because there's this fear of just living your life the way you want to live it. So you dim yourself, or you disconnect yourself from the world in some sense. Oh my God, there's many different ways it can manifest, but the main thing with Chiron in the 12th house is feeling alone, feeling incomplete, losing yourself, feeling like nobody wants you, just feeling alone. It's very, very hurtful. It's a very hurtful Chiron, and I feel like it's the longest one to heal.